where the nicknames are made up and the long shots might just pay up. This is Chronic Conversation.
You know TV's on the mic, flipping names on sight. Renames every fighter, whether wrong or right. Rule with the glasses, rolling up the stash, breaking down the fights while they chase that cash. Parlays, props, dogs, long shots too. Digging in the couch, finding change for the crew. Early week breakdown, Saturday they hit. If you're betting with the boys, then you know this is it. Chronic Combat Conversations. Hey. Light it up, place your bets, no hesitation. Chronic Combat Conversations. That's right. Green like the herb in the cash in rotation. Oh! Names get twisted, odds get lifted. Smoke clouds drifting while the picks keep shifting. TV spitting fire.
Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your host, TV Scouting MMA, and...
Oh shit, and the Guru, back again. TV made me mute my mic and I forgot. We are here with UFC 320, the rematch between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Poatan Pereira. You've got the light heavyweight belt up for grabs, as well as in the co-main event, you've got your bantamweight title up for grabs between Merab Dvalishvili and Corey the Sandman Sanhagen. Should be an absolute banger of a card. Really excited to get into this. It's been a while since we've had a pay-per-view, and it's been a while since we've had our very good friend, the world-renowned MMA Junkies own Dog or Pass podcast. Go check out their podcast, right? Formerly Protect Your Neck. Hey, listen, we're still trying to protect our neck. You know what I'm saying? Dan motherfucking Tom in the building. Thank you so much for being here, Dan.
What's up, guys? What's up, Aussie fight fan? Hopefully, we're all feeling good. Speaking of Australia, coming off of a crazy card. I know my guy Guru is feeling good up there, TB. Always good to see you guys. It's always more of a hangout, man, but we actually have really good fights to discuss at the top of the card. So I'm excited to be here.
Hell yeah. I mean, this guy is literally, it could be shorter notice than Dan Ige had when he stepped up to fight Diego Lopez. So which Vegas Dan did it better? I'm saying it's Dan, Tom. Dude, thank you so much for joining us, man. It means so much. You truly are like a really good friend of the show and to each of us. So really appreciate having you on. The people are so lucky to have an analyst like you to help us break this down because, man, we got some high-level fights, and I know as a long-time protecting that guy that those are the type of fights that Dan Tom loves breaking down. So without further ado, if you guys haven't done the right thing by now, please like the show. You know, it costs you nothing to help us do the right thing, build the channel. You know, it's the vibes, right? We're here for a good time. Doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe to the channel. Same exact thing. Now, if you're crazy enough, you leave a donation, but listen, it's up to you. If you want a bet named after you, like the Make It Bookies Pay Parlay, the John Newquist Dog Special, listen, you got to come in and deliver the goods. If not, we're still going to give you best bets, the best guess, and always free picks. So let's get down to it. We've got Big Egg, Magomed Ankalaev, minus 285 versus Alex Poatan Pereira, plus 230. The over 3.5, minus 130. The under 3.5, plus 100. Man, this is just, it's a rematch, but I'm actually excited for this one. I'm not sure we had the best Poatan in their first matchup. I'm all over the place. I know. We're doing my best. Doing my best. But yeah, I'm truly excited to see how this one plays out here. Ankalaev, you know, he was fighting during Ramadan the previous time. Pereira, he had taken big fight after big fight, not really like full camps or ton of notice. You know, he was stepping up for the UFC and taking these big fights. And I feel like both these guys, we're going to see them at their best in this matchup. So I'm excited to see what that brings. Does it mean, you know, does Ankalaev get more dominant top time and ground and pound? Does Pereira have more success with calf kicks and establishing his range? I mean, Terrence, what are you doing? That's how he feels about this fight. I mean, my gosh. Look at that guy. But yeah, so ultimately, I'm way more excited than Terrence is for this breakdown. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Listen, I understand the tendency for the line to follow who won the first matchup, but it's a little bit egregious here. So, Guru, can you tell me how you're feeling here? I don't want to give away too much. I know Dan Tom's got some good ideas too, so let's get to it.
Listen, maybe I'm stupid, which is, I mean, very possible and may have nothing to do with my breakdown here. But plus money for this fight to go the distance, why not? I like everybody wants to say like, you know, the rematch is going to, and we've been guilty of saying it. You know what? The rematch happens differently. Sure, it's possible. But if Poatan is coming in better shape, less injured, why would that hurt his durability? Why would that hurt? Like, again, unless you think he's knocking out Ankalaev, which then you're taking Poatan underdog anyway. Why wouldn't this fight continue to cruise over? What Magomed's going to step outside himself? He's going to go for broke. He's going to risk it, not with the belt on the line, but his belt on the line. Why? I don't necessarily see it that way. If Poatan is washed, he can't make the weight cut, he's going to get popped, knocked out. I mean, who's going to want to see him fight Tom Aspinall? You have to survive here. So I kind of lean the over 3.5 and at fight going the distance at plus 110. I'm interested. I feel like I guess it could end. The only other way to do it is just fight to end by knockout in general, which would be what? Does anybody have? Let me see if I got.
Well, I think this could be a good segue. Dan, Tom, do you have an answer for that question?
Minus 105.
Oh, wow. Minus 105. That's a better number than I got it from. Spoiler alert. Minus 110. And not that the over can't hit, by the way. I'm not going to come in here and poo-poo that over, that analysis, because, you know, you are right. The thing is, and granted, I usually don't lean into like the woo-woo side. By the way, shout out to Daz Files in there. My man Dan Levy in the chat as well, and others. But I got to say, right, like rematches seldom end up the same way. And even though, especially because I bet fight ends by KO, this could, you know, be rinse, wash, and repeat for Ankalaev once again. You know, and we'll get to it when we talk about Marab, but even a known decisionator with even lesser finishing equity, so to speak. Shout out to my guy Liam. Liam picks fights there for with the equity line, right? Like you got a guy with less equity in Marab. Well, what happened when he fought O'Malley, right? He still won, like we predicted, like many predicted, right? But it was much more decisive, right? So I don't hate Ankalaev as the favorite here. I don't hate anybody picking him or playing him. I just think it could be more decisive. And as somebody who is picking Poatan and ended up firing because that at plus 220, I just couldn't say no. I ended up firing. If I do lose that and get my pick wrong here, I am hoping it's a dominant victory by Ankalaev. But I guess to answer, you know, to support my play and play devil's advocate, to not so much the play, because, you know, again, it could be very much a late finish here, but to the analysis of Guru there, as far as the question he asked, like how does it go the other way? Well, I think Poatan comes out more aggressive this time, not just because he should, not just because that's the obvious adjustment, not just because he's looking better on the pads and more live and has had that rest time, which great context provided by TB up there, right? But also because of something that I haven't heard too much of. And granted, speculation is speculation, right? And unless you see confirmed reports, you know, you don't know what to make. And how many fighters have, you know, we'll talk about with Khalil Roundtree, have won with injury, right? You know, we talk about, oh, there's inside line. What this line shift? Is there an injury? It's like, maybe there is. So what? How many fighters have we bet on that have won with injury? This is kind of a crazy game, right? But what was the talk, right? Is that Poatan had an injury. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't see any confirmed reports and stuff. But when I went back to watch the fight, I noticed he wasn't throwing. I was like, he didn't throw a lot of jabs as much as he did with Khalil Roundtree, right? Something I look for in the open stance matchups. A lot of orthodox guys, they lose their jab, and you're like, it throws their game off like Sumader Giborjas. Or, and granted, Reyes kind of jumped into it. A real jab-centric leg kick guy like Olberg was still able to be just fine because he actually did throw his jab and cross, right, and was able to finish the fight. So you're like, where is that from Poatan? Like it was with Roundtree. And if you look at it, basically, guys, I only need one hand to count the right hands that Poatan throws. the first 3 rounds. He really doesn't have that, right? And he doesn't have that same comfortability. He's not even looking for it. Like, you could see him kind of doing the reverse Conor McGregor against Khalil, where he was doing the pull counter, where he'd step out to the side and get his right hand ready. And he didn't quite throw it at first there either, but as he found his jab, boom, it was there. Like, he barely looked for it. When he did, he landed. I think he went like 2 for 2, landing those counter right hands. Like, he was landing the right hand when he threw it, but he wasn't even holding it. Like, he was holding his hand crooked, and his corner was calling for the right things. But, we'll see. Can he come forward? And I think he does, guys. But as we've seen, like, Poaton's not impervious, even if his chin's better at this weight. Now he's having trouble making this weight class. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, confident dog all day. Like, dude, I get why Ankalaev is a favorite. I was really close to picking him, guys. But I got Poaton here, and I also got fight ends by KO.
Yeah, I like the analysis because, like the guru says, same thing. Like, should the line be this wide after their first matchup? Pereira was the minus 125 at that point. So coming into this matchup, I'm very tempted to go the Pereira side, but the concerns, even with the full rest, seems to be a heavy. He was heavily featured in the Nina drama content this week.
Oh.
He was posting some stuff online about like, oh, I want the fans to tell me, should I wear, my black shorts, or should I wear like, the custom shorts? It's like, who is this guy? Like, what's going on here? Like, it seemed a little out of character, and I don't know, maybe it's just reading too much into the tea leaves, but I think the pick is going to be Ankalaev. I'm pretty sure, like the guru said, why not decision? But maybe this time it's just more dominant.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just not super confident that that's the best way to go about this, but a decision plus 130 and Pereira's decision at plus 1,200 on DraftKings Aussie Fight Fan. But I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Some nice lines. Yeah. Nice lines there.
Yeah. So let's go. We got the Protect Your Neck gang in the house, or now the Dog of Pass affiliates. Let's do it, man. So, yeah, I think Big Ank by decision. That's probably the way
I see absolutely zero chance Alex Pereira wins a decision. Guys, think about this. He's been in multiple 5-round UFC fights. He's never won one by decision.
Yeah. I don't think this is the time we see it.
I will say, though, I did pick him to win against decision in the first time he fought Izzy in MMA.
Yeah.
And he was on his way if he didn't get the rare standing stoppage, which I think was the right call, by the way, the stoppage. But I do feel like there was some validation. That was, granted, was a hipster call. That was a guy that was going to kickbox. And let's be honest, Ankalaev, a southpaw with the grappling threat, could freeze up Pereira even with 2 hands, right? That being said, if it was a close fight, and if Pereira was able to make it a close fight with 1 hand, what if he does? What if he is fully healthy for this fight? That being said, I also wouldn't be surprised if he's like completely washed. And I hate the aura talk, guys, but TB was right. Vibes is off, right?
He doesn't have it. It's not. He doesn't have
going on.
Doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it. It feels like, which again, maybe I'm not as big of a fan of Alex as I was Sugar Sean, but it's like, it feels a little like that. Like you're getting the last ring of this towel.
Oh, whoa. What was that?
Ring.
Whoa,
you're ringing a towel.
Yeah.
A towel?
I didn't go like this.
Yeah, but now you are.
Ringing a towel.
All right.
We already got 2 screen grabs from Guru up there. This is great.
All right. In that case, we're moving on. We've got the other title fight on this amazing pay-per-view. Merab, the Machine, minus 410, Merab Dvalishvili, plus 320 for Enter Sandman, Corey Sandhagen. I don't know. I'm so tempted. But, it truly is. Merab has to, it's going to be like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Sandhagen's going to do his absolute best here to set all these traps and do all these crazy things. And Merab's the Roadrunner always has some kind of trick up his sleeve to trick the Wile E. Coyote. It's just the cardio. That's really what it comes down to. What I do get scared of, and why Corey Sandhagen, and I don't think the money line makes as much sense as a couple other ideas. And the one that I think would be is the finish, because Sandhagen, I don't think he's going to win a fight on a decision. But what I do think is seeing the way that Jose Aldo, lands a strike here or there to kind of shake up Merab. Henry Cejudo, huge counter punch gets Merab on shaky legs. You see our boy Marlon, like, has him literally on death's doorstep. And Merab is just like, I'm just going to run away. I'll be okay. Corey's going to need a moment like that, but actually finish the fight. And I just can't get myself there on a money line perspective. And it's, Guru, what you said to me earlier in the week, like, what's the definition of insanity? Because if I go against Merab here, that might just be it.
It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I mean, TB, when was the last time we actually picked Merab in a fight? Was it versus Jose Aldo? We definitely had him over Marlon Moraes.
Yes.
Probably over Aldo. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's where the
we
story
picked
ends.
Jan. We picked Cejudo.
Keith Peterson had him over.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We picked O'Malley twice. We picked Umar. I mean, we have been awful on picking O'Malley fights. So let me try to O'Malley fights. I'm picking Merab fights. So let me try and speak some sanity to the echo chamber I hear on Corey Sandhagen. No. No. He knocked out who, guys? What are we talking about? Marlon Moraes? No. Frankie Edgar? No. Guys, no. Come on. The Song Yadong fight, it was going over till he split his eyebrow open in round 2. It just got progressively worse. No. Okay? He's not knocking this guy out. It's not happening. And it would be fucking crazy to think the guy that got out-grappled by TJ Dillashaw, right? The guy, again, he looked a little bit better versus Umar. The guy still gave up 5 fucking takedowns for 5 minutes of control. And we already saw Merab is better. In a relatively close fight, he gutted him out. Why can't Merab continue to do it? Sure, is the line overcooked? Yeah. It doesn't mean you get to a dog shot here. To me, if anything, well, the under is still attractive because A, like TB's trying to get to, like this Corey Sandhagen finish, fine. Why can't Merab submit him? This guy got choked out by Aljamain Sterling. Who the fuck does Aljo finish?
I will say Aljo's jiu-jitsu is on another level.
Of course, he's got the Matt Serra jiu-jitsu. I'm not trying to like disrespect anybody's lineage. It's just like Merab trained there too. Like, they're teammates. I think the guy is really fucking good. I think he's at the pinnacle of what he's doing. And sure, at 35, you could start to maybe get nervous, but it's not like Corey Sandhagen is some crazy athletic spring chicken, crazy power punch. He's 33. He's as good as he's ever been. Yeah. It's a great time for him to get a title shot. It doesn't mean it's his time, though. So I'm not getting there. I understand the under, even just in Merab's comes in injured, tears his ACL type shit, reading something he forgot his taxes, had to go back to work in construction. I hear him talking. I don't know if he's trolling. He's saying he wants 90% striking with Corey. We watched Bilal do it versus Jack. Be really fucking stupid. It's possible. Some credit to Jack for the counter wrestling and the footwork, but come on, guys. If he went out there with wrestling shoes to just go and go and go, that wasn't his game plan. He wanted to be a mixed martial artist. He paid for it. Is that Merab's game plan here? Could look dumb. And like we've always said, these judges are not watching, right? Paul Felder RDA. Split. Why? How? Not even close, right, guys? So these judges are not watching. So it could end up closer for no reason, which is why a minus 410 is a prohibitive favorite here. I still think he gets it done. Under is interesting just from a line perspective. Maybe both these title fights, I don't feel it in terms of a betting angle.
Yeah, I don't blame you, especially for the rematch, right? Which, by the way, I forgot to say, you missed a great joke opportunity, TB, to put Stipe Miocic in the Magomed Ankalaev spot, because of course he's Dagestani Stipe, right?
Yeah,
put the beard and the nose piece on him. That would have got me to pop hard, you know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for this fight, it is tricky. I don't know about echo chamber, because I don't feel like Sandhagen is a popular spot. I'm not as tuned into the MMA gambling Twitter. I know I did see some more popular people who are running hot right now. Credit to them. Lucrative James, I think, is on Sandhagen. So maybe more people are on Sandhagen than I realize, guys. So that's kind of a surprise to me. And I'm saying that as somebody who technically, although I'm picking Merab, I have action on the Sandhagen side. Again, picks, plays, and analysis are all three different things. So people that, need to understand that. And secondly, everybody knows that your boy Dan Tom is not beyond looking dumb and, going down with the ship on an official dog pick. So, I don't know if it's so much fear as opposed to logic. And logic says you really can't pick against Merab right now. He is on a run. But he's also one of those fighters that's dangerous to watch tape on. And I know you guys actually do your due diligence. And the fact that you said you've been wrong on a lot of Merab fights tells me you guys actually watch tape on his fights. Because he's one of those guys you could argue watching tape on is a bad idea. Because you're just going to see holes and be like, oh, how is he winning these fights? And not to be like Umar Truther or one of those weirdos post-fight. But when you go rewatch that fight, you're like, dude, I actually not only did I score the fight for Umar, I could maybe even argue a 49-46, everyone's hung up on round 3, round 5. Actually, I think Umar had a better argument for, but neither here nor there. Well, maybe not neither here nor there. It does apply to this fight, right? Because Merab he's kind of like what's his name? Hitler guy, fishing guy, Bryce Mitchell. Hitler fishing guy, Jesus.
Flat Earth, Hitler lover,
drilling nuts.
Redneck, drill his nuts.
Friends with dog food Nazi. Friends with dog food Nazi guy. You're just like, yeah. This is a sport, very serious sport we cover, guys. Very serious.
Yes.
But yeah, but that being said, I do feel like Corey can make it close, and I love Guru that you did the Jack Della Maddalena Bilal parallel, and even put some quotes behind that. Or if that wasn't you, Guru, then TB.
It was the jury.
Okay. I'm making sure I'm on the Vietnamese coffee is hitting me right now, and it's like I'm like, but yeah. But yeah, I do like that comparison because I do have, again, that feeling, and not to go woo-woo here, Corey Sandhagen, again, Merab isn't game over territory. Yes, he trains with Aljo. Yes, he's showing upside. So, that's not a crazy look. He could get an attritional kind of submission stoppage, right? But the thing is, Corey's shown with much more game over guys like Umar, that, he can get out of those spots, and Umar was still able to beat him via counter striking. And if you do MMA math, you're like, oh yeah, Corey loses here, but it's completely different style fights. Umar is not just a good fighter, and a lot of people projected to be and still be champion eventually, but more importantly, he's a bad style matchup for Sandhagen, right? Whereas Merab, we haven't really seen those bad style matchups yet. He's really just cardio and durability and output bullying dudes essentially, and he's getting better. He is improving. I want to give him credit, for sure. I love Merab. Picking him here, guys, probably by decision, but I did take the points handicap on Sandhagen. I don't know if it went up or down. It was trending down from the plus 145 I got it from, but basically he's just got to win 2 rounds on 2 of the judges' scorecards and 1 round on another. So be on the losing end of 248-47s and a 49-46. You get the criteria overly corrections of the judges, perhaps that scores. 2 notes though I want to add before I, at risk of going too long here, from the chat that you guys put up on there. I don't know if it was Rio that talked about the body work. Excellent point. Absolutely. I talked about uppercuts and knees as the potential damaging shots for Corey for his argument on my podcast, the Dogger Pass podcast earlier this week, but I neglected to bring up the body work. And I think I might have even mixed up Yuri from Merab in a certain sample in my head. But we've seen Merab hurt to the body a couple of times there. And Corey's always been a good body worker. He's kind of gotten off it in the past, to the point I believe Rio made. And lastly, Daz, I think, made a point about the Corey submission prop. Here's the weird thing, the potential trap there. And again, you're going to get called crazy just for backing Sandhagen regardless of which way you take it, right? But I don't think, not that I don't think, I really be careful about getting a sub, because unless he gets a tech sub, that's the only way. And even then, we've seen Merab tech subbed, and then it still goes to a technical decision, or it gets weird. He'll still bicycle kick, you know what I'm saying? And if you look at Corey's submission stylings, especially as of lately, he's going more for joint locks, like leg locks and heel hooks. And Merab's the kind of dude, so it's either going to go like Roman Dolidze, and what was the guy, the glass cannon dude, the black wrestler dude, got knocked out by Julian Marquez. Phil Hawes, right? Yeah, it's gonna go like that, where it's like he gets submitted, but he doesn't tap, right? His knee kind of goes out, and it ends up being a TKO. So if you bet Dolidze by sub, you got screwed. Or
Speaking of sorry,
Yeah.
Dan Tom. Speaking of getting
Go.
screwed, please, I need your opinion.
Yeah.
Jake Matthews fight last week.
Jake Matthews. Yeah, that was sympathies to all those bettors, man. I'm gonna keep that same energy, man. That was
we had Jake Matthews inside the distance.
That was tough. You should have cashed that, man. You did cash that. That was some obscene stuff, man. And it sucks that even if they do overturn it, which I don't think they will, it doesn't affect you bettors over there. So yeah, sympathies to anybody that was affected by the Matthews side. That was horrendous.
Brutal.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough one.
But real quick, I just want to say that, or it'll go like Sandhagen's fight with TJ Dillashaw, where he pops the knee with the inside heel hook, and Dillashaw keeps fighting. And if Dillashaw was able to keep fighting, Merab will, right? So again, you could get really screwed on the sub, win or lose there, in other words. So I'd be careful if that makes sense, guys.
Yeah, my pick is going to be Merab by decision. I think it's just the way it goes the majority of the time. All right, great. We're moving on. We've got Bushido, Jiri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. This is a great matchup. They both got TB nicknames. The Guru's not locked in enough to yell at me, so we're going to keep rolling.
I like Bushido. That was really clever. That should really just be his nickname. Khalil has a nickname as the War Horse, and you don't like it, so.
Roadhouse.
All right, Peter Griffin.
Yeah, so ultimately, this matchup, I don't know, it's very difficult for me because I could see it going a couple ways. I think that the technical counter-striking of Khalil, the calf kicks, the check hooks, the more precision probably is in his favor. But I could see Jiri, we haven't seen the side of Khalil more recently, but I could see Jiri getting in his head. The dude's a legit sicko. Did he take enough time off from the violent knockouts? Is he at his peak performance? I don't know, man. He seems like he's as locked in as ever. I don't know. He's doing sprints while like taping his mouth and his nose closed. He's doing all of his normal crazy stuff. So same old Jiri, same old good time. That's what makes me nervous here, is that he's not defensively sound. And at minus 198 against a power striker with technical counter striking, kicks at multiple levels, Jiri doesn't check leg kicks either. And I can't trust Jiri to wrestle. So if this is a striking matchup, I don't think Yuri's as good as Alex Pereira, and Khalil still won a couple of those rounds. In fact, we know Yuri's not as good as Alex. So I don't trust minus 200 here. I'm super tempted on Khalil. It's just, I think that the mental warfare aspect of what Jiri brings to the table, the volume, the pace, in your face, he's got crazy power himself. I do lean towards picking Jiri, but he's not going to be a parlay piece for me. I would like to say that goes over 1.5.
Oh, you fucking bitch. You bitch. Of course that's the play. It's over 1.5. Guys, in the last 6 of their fights, 3 fights each, it's went over in 5 of them. The only one it hasn't gone over is Jiri getting head kicked by Alex. Every other fight, it's hit over 1.5 easily. This fight's going over 1.5. I promise you. Khalil secretly has shown a lot of durability. Boy's been knocked out 3 times in the UFC, yet look at that. He's been dropped twice. That's impressive. So even though he's shown some chin stuff, he actually is tough as nails. It's crazy to think that the durability side would be on Khalil as opposed to Jiri. That's impressive. So, you're right, TB. I mean, this is a really sketchy fight overall. It should be a really interesting matchup. But I think that when everybody's chanting for death, we're building a ladder to decision. So,
where were you?
Where we built that ladder to decision.
All right, Dan, what do you got here?
I love the ladders.
What are you doing here?
Dude, I've been tempted to do some ladder to decisions, and I'm gonna go conservative and bet the over between 2 counter strikers, and I've been just woofing on my overplays lately. So I'm not going to jinx your guys's over, but I will agree with your analysis. And to add to it, right? Yeah, you are right, Guru. Like, you could easily argue that Khalil's durability has been underrated, whilst even arguing that his power could be overrated, which again, both play to the over there. I took Khalil here, bit biased here. It's you are getting the quote dog value in a fight that could be crazy. The only thing it bums me out about the over, guys, is I wish you guys got better odds on it. I don't know if it opened. I'm sure it opened tighter, but I was hoping to see even like maybe slight plus money on it, because this fight kind of hits you in the face as violence. But yeah, great analysis by TB. I won't go back over that with the leg kicks, body kicks. Those things are going to be open. Just another thing that worries me, and again, kind of similar to the Poetan fight, can the pressure, and even though Yuri doesn't have the best grappling, the threat of it, can that all kind of add up, overwhelm, and bring out the worst in Roundtree that we've seen before, right? So big fan of Yuri, watching him fight. Biased toward, Khalil, knowing him back in the day. But even that aside, I feel like I analyze his fights fairly. I'm going to go with him here, guys. I just took him straight up for 1 unit at plus 155.
Hell yeah. That makes sense. I really do think like it's a worthy dog shot. I don't think I'm going to fully get there, but I appreciate you going for it, man, because Khalil, he really has improved in a lot of ways. And part of it is, cardio and the ability to stay strong mentally and fight to the game plan. So let's see if he can do it here. All right, we're moving on. We've got CCO, the chronic combat officer himself, Josh Emmett versus, and that's his own nickname, CCO. I have no idea what it stands for, but, and then Yusuf Zalal, the Moroccan devil. I don't know. It sounds messed up, but it was his own choice. Minus 470 on the Zalal side. And just like, I'm having difficulty finding value in this spot because Zalal decisions minus 200, and 9 times out of 10, that's how I see the fight playing out.
Hang on? Can we talk about this?
Yes, we can talk about it.
All right.
Josh
He's so handsome. Let's talk about what was Ilya Topuria versus Josh Emmett. What was Ilya's line?
It was very similar. I don't know the exact number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Yusuf Zalal and Ilya Topuria similar in any way, shape, or form?
He's the one that gave Ilya one of his toughest fights, actually.
Oh, come on, man.
No, it's actually the truth.
Yeah. It was very early on.
Yeah, I understand. It was short notice. He gassed out. Zalal wins a round. He puts up a ton of sub attempts. Ilya's striking maybe was a little underrated at that point, but his boxing has only gotten better since that time. But Zalal, he's tough. He's fast. He can skirt on the outside. He's got good defensive capabilities. I think that he should have the defense and the speed, the height, the reach, the big octagon. Why doesn't he just stay safe to a decision? Is he going to finish Josh? Josh is a fucking tank. Look at this. I mean, look at that.
No.
Look at that body.
No. Look at that body. Oh, baby, now look at that body.
Their bodies.
Listen. Let's be real though.
Okay.
With Emmett being submitted by Yair Rodriguez, I mean, I bet the sub line is ridiculously wide for Zalal. I bet it's ridiculously wide.
Plus 450.
Not wide enough.
Yeah.
Not wide enough. Okay, so the truth is it's Josh Emmett or pass. Because Zalal, yes, he's a fucking weasel, but you know who else is a weasel? Who's that Hitler-loving motherfucker? Like, right? Yeah. He went right to fucking sleep. You make one mistake, you slip up one time. Ask Michael Johnson, ask Bryce Mitchell, ask these guys, man. You go right to fucking sleep. So it's probably just Zalal by decision because life sucks, but it is what it is. Josh Emmett's one of my favorite fighters of all time.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, I love me some Josh Emmett. That was an incredible cash. But to keep it short, I guess.
Oh my gosh, hold up.
I agree with you guys.
John Newquist.
He wants to claim the dog of the day again. Let's go. You've got it, my friend. It'll be named after you once more forever.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to create a fake nickname here and compete with John Newquist, but you'll know it's me because it's gonna be something obscene just to make you guys have to name something after it and say it. It's gonna be something very obscene. So just fair warning, my burner is coming.
Yes.
along with my manies. And this fight, we'll get some of my manies as well, because even though I do ultimately agree as far as a pick goes, it feels like it's going to be Zalal by decision here, although he could hurt him to the body and get a sub, a la Yair Rodriguez. I don't blame anybody taking that shot there if you are, bullish on having action on the Zalal side, right? But it really feels like dog or pass from this angle. And even though you could do worse than sprinkling a little bit on Josh Emmett's money line, similar to the Sandhagen guys, didn't pick him, but the points handicap is even nicer here. And to use a more, Ilya Topuria is up here as far as comparison goes, right? And that was early in his career to TB's point. So a tricky sample size. How about a little bit of a lower bar, but more relevant as far as the last fight, Lerone Murphy. And the money line opener was only 10 cents difference between Lerone Murphy and Lerone Murphy. We've seen, he's a lot of us analysts predicted he's going to be a tougher matchup for Volkanovski. And he's been on this crazy run, right? And again, I don't know if Zalal is quite on that level, as annoyingly effective as he can be, or at least at winning fights for what it's worth. But yeah, the points handy. And by the way, that points handicap. Remember, I said you need 2 48-47s and a 49-46. Well, guess who cashed their points handicap? I wasn't on it. I'm not trying to do that whole thing, but just to make my point here, guys, Josh Emmett cashed that points handicap, and it's because Josh Emmett, he swings with this power where whether he hits you or not, he's been able to sway judges. E.g., that Calvin Kattar fight, that really controversial fight, right? And you look at it, win or lose, the rounds that he is getting, the judges aren't even agreeing with each other, right? Like that points handicap in the last fight. Like, yeah, they gave him the rounds necessary to cash, but they couldn't agree on the rounds, right? Which again gives you more than that puncher's chance to cash without having to actually hit a knockout or even win the fight. And unlike the Sandhagen fight, he actually, or the fight previously, this is a 3-rounder, right? So the points handicap, he only needs to win 1 round on each of the judges' scorecards. So they gave me a pretty nice number. At least for me, I got it at plus 180. I put a unit on that, even though the pick is Zalal. Points handicap Emmett.
That makes a lot of sense because, Zalal, he even talks about needing to engage to get that next title shot like you're talking about. And maybe he just leaves himself just in enough danger to make things look too close. So I like the way you're thinking there, because minus 470 is Zalal, minus 200 by decision. It's like, it's not where is the love, it's where's the value, Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So you just don't have to do it. You don't have to. Yeah. All right.
Well, with a terrible price on that by Zalal sub, why not just take the under 2.5 and hope somebody does?
Yeah. I think that's not a bad idea.
There's that too. That's not a bad angle.
Yeah, under 2.5 plus 220. I mean, maybe Zalal does go for broke. That's an interesting thought, man. All right. Is that a bus or a car? No, it's Abus Magomedov versus.
That's horrendous.
It's terrible.
Like his nickname could have been Metro, like Metro Bus, or like you could have done anything. Like that's so fucking bad.
Yeah. This is what I needed though. That's why I went with it.
Versus
so
no. He changed body bags.
Yeah.
He changed his nickname to Body Cam Off. Fuck you,
Jesus Christ.
Turning my body camera off.
Derek Chauvin in the octagon this weekend.
Yeah, literally. I don't want you to see that I hit harder than Francis Ngannou.
He is
turning my body camera off.
Joe Pyfer is the epitome of a Call of Duty chat, pre-game lobby in fighter form.
Oh my God. And this is where it annoys me because I feel like Joe Pyfer, I don't know. There's just something about him that it's not, I don't know. Something is really telling me to be careful. Minus 250 Pyfer. Over 1.5 is minus 154 though. So if Pyfer's not getting an early finish, then you're telling me this fight is going to play out close.
No.
Yes.
No.
Kelvin Gastelum is having moments making, and listen, I know
Kelvin Gastelum can go 5 rounds. Kelvin Gastelum has more proven cardio and durability than Abus Magomedov. No.
Listen, the same things that Abus Magomedov basically did against Sean Strickland in his second ever UFC fight in a main event is what Joe Pyfer shit the bed against Jack Hermanson in his first main event. So I mean, if you want to talk shit about these guys,
No, it's totally
when Piper
fucking
fights
different.
legitimate
It's totally
fighters,
fucking different. Piper won 2 rounds, almost finished them and gassed out, man.
Abus
No.
Magomedov wins the first round and has like Sean
he
Strickland.
doesn't.
Yes, he does. He dominates Sean Strickland in the first round.
No, I
Yes.
wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
No.
he gets him down. He's hurting him.
No.
Then he gasses out. Yes.
No.
Rewatch.
Gets
the
him
fight.
down 23 seconds on one takedown. Oh, he really got him.
No, I mean like but
Yeah,
the reason
he
he got him
outstruck
down
him.
is because he was hurting him.
No.
I think he even
Yes.
pulled his piece out and slapped him with it. Just
Yeah,
saying.
he put it in his mouth.
Yes, he outstruck him 32-11, but Strickland was literally letting him punch himself out.
Okay. Anyways, the point remains the same here. Abus Magomedov, having fought Sean Strickland and Kyle Bahalio, those are his 2 bad fights. That's where he shows cardio concerns, but he still wins a round off of Bahalio. And he doesn't really show like the same type of death gassing that we saw in the Strickland fight. I really think that was about the moment. I don't think Joe Pyfer's moment's that big, to be quite frank with you. The things that worry me for Joe, the things that
You're talking to his girlfriend, TV. Sorry.
What the fuck?
The things that Joe Pyfer, and these are scouting notes that even the guru has pointed out to me in the past. Joe Pyfer does not fight well off the back foot, and he does not defend calf kicks well. And if he doesn't land his big punches, he doesn't throw enough in combination, and he doesn't throw volume. It makes me very nervous. Abus Magomedov can kick to all 3 levels. He's going to have a, what are they? The same height, but he's going to have a couple inches of reach. Yeah, he's going to have 3-inch reach advantage for Abus. I don't think that Pyfer is a faster striker. I think that Abus might be more explosive and athletic. Now, if your concerns are the cardio, what if I told you that Joe Pyfer, he's never landed 100 strikes in a fight. He's landed 92 in a 5-round affair where he gassed out after 2 rounds. And then in his other 3-round fight where he wins against Kelvin Gastelum, that's only 57 strikes in a 5-round fight where there's less than 1 minute of total control. I don't think he has enough volume to clearly win a decision over Abus if he's not hurting him and knocking him down. And I don't think that that's a guarantee. I think that this line is too wide. I would take the over 1.5 at -154. I think Abus might have the wrestling advantage in this matchup. When you watch how Dustin Stoltzfus is able to wrestle Joe Pyfer, how many guys are actually out there with the physicality to get there? Like Jack Hermanson is not that guy at this stage. So what does he do? He outstrikes him. It's hilarious. At the end of the day, I think Abus could win this fight in either way. And it's in small consideration.
No.
This is not a smash spot, and the guru's going to tell you how wrong I am. But I think the over 1.5 makes sense to me.
Listen, I don't know how wrong you could be at +205 on a capable fighter like Abus, which I suppose is your overall point. But what I keep trying to tell you is he's 6 years younger. He has a clear power and durability advantage. He has a striking efficiency advantage. He should be just fine. Okay, he doesn't win on insane margins. Okay, maybe he doesn't knock him out. Maybe he doesn't go body camera off mode. Fine. I still think he wins the fight. It's so fucking bad. It's maybe the most it's maybe one of the most cringe things I've heard since like Brian Ortega's interview about the lion and the eagle or whatever the fuck that was. Yeah. Didn't you hear him say he went into a 30-minute coma? Did you hear him? Is he fucking insane?
I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's good.
What do you mean you went into a 30-minute coma?
Are you good, Red?
So anyway, I think it's Joe Pyfer anyway he wants. Whether it's Joe Pyfer by decision if his body camera's on, and by finish if his body camera is on.
Dude, Joe Pyfer is gonna be a cop watch now. It's gonna be we're gonna see like an article after like he retires. It's like there's gonna be the bare knuckle FC and he's a cop now. It's gonna be like Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah. The opposite. No, wait, who's the other guy that was a cop? And then there's a bunch of guys. Chris Dawkins.
Oh, Dukakis, yeah.
Bukakis.
Oh, they should do it to Joe. What they did with the Dukakis.
Oh, and Officer Giles. Trevin Giles.
Yeah, but the funny thing with Chris Dukakis is they made him. Remember they made him face like nothing but black dudes. He just kept getting KO'd. And it was like some weird like karmic justice. Like the dude gave up being a cop, and you're making him still get fucked up like
Diver's
karmically.
Derek Lewis. The diver's Derek Lewis.
Yeah, meanwhile, you got body cam off guy out here, so let's see how they match make him. I wouldn't match make him racially. I would just match make Joe Pfeiffer in only international events where he has to travel.
The only person you can handicap racially is Drew Dober.
Oh Jesus! By the way, TB, back on this fight, thank you for. I didn't think anybody was going to outdo me to Guru's point as far as terrible intros. With I tried to use a Sade Smooth Operator and sing a Boost Magomedov song this week, and it fell so flat. And I'm like, oh, TB, thank you, buddy.
I'm happy to help people out. This is what we do. This is inspired by like the new Superman movie, I guess. Is it a bus? Is it a car? No. Sorry.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with Joe fighting a bus is that if he buses too fast, I don't know if he's able to do what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Again, back to what you said. Well, back to the sexual pun. You can't say around me. I'm only 10 years old here. It's my sense of humor. But yeah, I don't know if his big moments are that impressive, right? Lazy bed, my man. Sorry, I had to retire your PFP, but I'm going to keep it in reserve and keep you in shouts, my man. Lazy. Thank you, sir, for that laugh. But this fight, I ended up taking a Boost Magomedov on the show, and I'm going to stick to that. And just to kind of keep it a little more simple here, is that both guys have cardio issues, right? And even Joe Pfeiffer, which is kind of bad for a guy like him to be admitting anything, right? Because it shows you it's really true. But he's like, oh, we both have crap cardio. But it's like you realize you're shitting on yourself there, Joe. You're not exactly the self-deprecating type. So there's a lot of honesty in that joke there. But yeah, and the difference is that one has been trending slightly down while the other has been trending up, right? Abus Magomedov is now 3 or 4 camps in, is shifting over to American Top Team, where both his body and his performances have shifted. Yep. He still has sketchy moments in those. He still has that light heavyweight syndrome where, and these guys are probably both more naturally light heavyweights, by the way, big middleweights here, where it's the glass cannon. You're like, yeah, they're very dangerous, both these guys, especially early, but they're not beyond being finished either. You know what I'm saying? Which is something you need to, take in mind when you're betting chalk in these situations, even if the chalk comes through like last week's main event, right? With Olberg and Reyes, it's ultimately they're crazy fights. It's like the master and commander of the two ships pulling parallel and just going with cannons. Like that's what you're betting on and in these kind of divisions and pockets here. And this is one of those matchups, guys. So if you're going to put +2 to 1 on the guy that's, focused and locked in versus the guy that's just like, yeah, making body cam off jokes. And even people that are like pro Pfeiffer, everybody just seems to be like going, dude, this guy is like, needs therapy and he's like, clearly people are in his head, and yeah, you can't really deny that either. And it's hard to trust that. So I'm going to go Abus Magomedov here, guys. To your guy, John Newquist, by the way, I don't know if I'm going to play him. John Newquist was asking what our favorite dogs are. My favorite, we've already went over Roundtree and Poeton for me, but I will be picking this dog here, John Newquist.
Nice. Yeah. I am dangerously close because I could just
John
taste
Newquist here.
Nice. Yeah. All right. We're moving on. It's this silent assassin, Ateba Gautier versus Tristan Do It for the Vines. I think it's like -1,800 Gautier, +1,000 for Do It for the Vines. Yeah, this is ultimately like Ateba. Don't pull a Mansur Abdul Malik and like cook this fight to the over 1.5 and then kill the guy immediately after. I would be looking very sketchily in your direction if you let that happen. But ultimately, it's a pass. I don't think we need to really find out here. Ateba's round 1 knockout should probably be like -250, -300, like if it's priced appropriately. And even if it's like -200, like I don't need to find out, okay? So I'm okay. We could just watch this fight, laugh at how funny the finish is going to be. And if not, we're laughing at how bad Ateba is. So let's just enjoy this from an entertainment perspective is my motto. What do you think, Guru? Do you need money?
Do I need money for what?
On this fight?
No. I mean,
Thanks for paying attention. I know you're always locked in for my breakdowns.
Yeah.
Chris Maltasanti over there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So ugly. I mean, this guy lost to Raheem Forrest, man. I love Raheem from CFFC, but he is not fucking good, guys. No, I just don't. What is this guy doing here?
He's filling in on super short notice to fight Ateba Gautier. That's the only reason he's in the UFC.
He was supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight LFA next week. So they literally just looked at the LFA card and said, "Which one of these guys can we poach real quick?"
Which one of these jabronis?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a total setup spot. I mean, I would imagine, and hear me out, if you're knocking out Jose Medina in round 1, you're gonna knock out a lot of motherfuckers in round 1. That guy is terrible, but he is tough to knock out. So, I mean, Todorovic choked him out. So there you go. That's how you know. I don't know. I think this guy definitely kills him because this guy's been knocked out in round 1 3 times already. So it's just a round 1 knockout. Honestly, you kind of probably got to get crazy and go for the under 2.5 minutes type of vibe. That's it. What else do you want to do? It's silly. Great. We're just talking to grandma anyway. We're not.
Okay. Yeah. We're just talking to grandma. I never heard anybody. Touchdown by the Rams.
Well, that's fucking hot.
Yeah, pretty damn sexual. All right, Daniel, what do you got in this fight?
I was hoping they just promoted and turned around Pinas for this fight. The Pinas,
yeah,
you know, that would have been awesome.
A gaudy penis fight.
Yeah, or shout out to my guy Brad Taschuk. You got. I don't know if you get him on the show, but you should just so you can use his nickname. But he calls him Atiba the Hung. So,
oh my
anyways,
God, that's so
but outside of that, I don't got much for you. I will just say to Guru's point, dude, everybody talks about how much of the UFC roster has become like Contender Series league. Like, what about this own quiet league that's popped up where it's short notice guys? Like Contender Series is only 10 weeks out of the year, guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of these dudes like Vines who they're just throwing in there, and then now they owe them a fight. You know, and it's just like, or they're moving up Contender Series fights. So it's like this is a league of its own, the Bastards League. Yeah, I got Gautier. No comment, no play, nothing to play.
Yeah, fair enough. Because honestly, why should you here? Mm-hmm. All right, we've got the Golden Boy, Edmund Shabazian, -325 versus Sergipano, Andre Muniz, +260. Gosh, it feels like a trap. But at the end of the day, I mean, how Edmund would really have to fumble the bag here, in my mind. This guy's got to win the fight. He's got the way better striking. It's just, does he have the mental fortitude if the fight isn't going his way to not just let it slip out of his hands? Because Edmund, I mean, we've seen him make improvements here, moving his camp, not just staying with the Ronda Rousey influence and like expanding his horizons. I admire that. Because it takes a lot to really look in the mirror and know what you need to do to make an improvement. It's just now, have we seen you face the right opponents to really judge you in that nature? The Gerald fight, terrible look. Andre Petrosky, all right, listen, as much as I'm happy to have seen that you had 15 minutes of cardio, it is slightly concerning that you're not getting Petrosky out of there. Like, the guy does not have a chin. If you're landing on him consistently, I'm a little bit concerned, like, are you that same finisher? So, obviously, I messed up here because it's not plus 1,100, but I'm pretty sure the over 1.5 in the fight goes I think it's plus 110.
I'm on the over.
Yeah,
1.5 plus 1,100.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put like a light, 2-3 unit bet on it. No big deal.
I think we found a market inefficiency.
Yeah, man. The inefficiency is in your fucking head.
But realistically, I think if we were going to try to be sneaky here, I don't really trust Edmund to get an early finish at this point.
You would try to be sneaky, you fucking fool.
See, I thought you were going to come in earlier and say, yeah, I bet you would admire somebody expanding their horizons.
Oh God, no, that's way too sexual. I just wanted to call him a sneaky Jew.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Listen, it's allowed. We're both brethren of the star.
It's Yom Kippur. I spent the entire day atoning. Leave me alone.
That's why we started later, people. In case if you want to know who a good Jew and who the bad Jew is, then you have your answer. So anywho,
I need some Jew on this fight so I can hit a fucking bet.
Yeah,
I like the no.
600.
No.
Come on, why not?
Because
he just took Andre.
Okay, I have one.
It's the next Andre.
I have one really good reason for it. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Are you sure you're ready?
I think I'm ready.
Andre Muniz has been knocked out 6 fucking times.
Nice.
And one of them was Paul Craig.
Oh, no.
Via ground and pound.
Not like this. Oh,
And
no.
Paul Craig was literally less than 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Like, it's not good. So he's been knocked out 3 times in the UFC, 6 times in his pro career. He's been to decision 1 time in a loss, and it's on Jungle Fight or something because it's not even really listed on Tapology. So he's not surviving, which I think is baked into the line there. So, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, you got to go Golden Boy. Listen, what's his golden rounds? Can I get the round 1, round 2 grouping? Can I get there? Can you take me there?
I'm a little scared.
No. No, there's nothing to be afraid of.
All right. So you're
I mean, if it's plus money, we're going there. Give me.
Shorty, I can take you there.
You there? Oh, you're gonna
minus 125 knockout round 1, round 2.
That's not bad.
No, but come on, man. Come on.
That's not bad,
Come on.
Father. That's not bad. You've got you got 4 round 1 knockouts for. He's been knocked out 4 times in round 1. Shabazian, believe it or not, really gets it done in round 1. He's got 11 round 1 knockouts.
What do you mean,
one
believe
in
it or
round
not?
2.
That's all he can do. That's
I
why
know. Believe it or not.
Nice to see him go in the distance.
Believe it or not, Shorty, I can take you there. So you've got Edmund Shabazian, round 1 knockout. Maybe we can find a better line because right now I see plus 175. If we can get 2-1.
Okay.
I
mean, I understand that is way better than because I don't want round 1, round 2. If it's getting to round 2, I don't feel confident in it at that point.
Yeah, no, let's see if we can get round 1 at something a little bit better.
Dan, Tom, can you take us there? What do you got in this matchup?
I might have a better line for Andre the Munch Muniz and Edmund Golden Shower Shabazian.
Golden Shower.
Jesus Christ! Now it's so easy, Dan. Yeah, you're lucky I'm not in charge of these nicknames. You're playing about TB. You'd be getting like creepy, weird ones with me every time. Like, it would get very old. I'm trying to look up what the line is for fight ends in round 2 because I actually like round 2. I think it's a little bit of a is it not Goldilocks? Who was the porridge and the bears? And not too. This one was too hot. This one was too cold.
Yeah,
and this one's just right. Yeah. Goldilocks. Okay, I got it.
And it's Golden Boy.
Yeah, too much golden everything going on. Sorry, guys. I'm all too many golden references. I'm trying to I got scrambled.
Stepping through the minefield.
But listen. I think it's gonna be. It was initially too hot, right? He started getting all the first round finishes, and then it was too cold last fight, right? Like, yeah, that was great. He showed the improvements. It's like, yeah, okay. Anybody who had that analysis and pick was proven right. But from a betting perspective, maybe a lot of us got, like, oh, geez, okay, well, I thought someone was going to get finished there. I think this one could be round 2. I'm looking for fight ends in round 2. And if that's at a decent number and I'm running out of, bullets that I don't like for a round robin, that's something I might take a fun stab on. But I'm not I wouldn't be confident on the money line on either side here for different reasons, obviously. He's not very durable at all. He could just crumble in round 1, to your guys' point. So it's not a confident play, but I'm going to be looking for fight ends in round 2 because say what you will, if you're looking for devil's advocate, right? Finishing upside for Muniz, that's going to be his hot round already. And if this is a more mature Shabazian, but he's going against a guy who looks to be even less durable than Petrovsky, arguably, well, perhaps round 2 could be the new hot round for Shabazian. We'll see.
That sounds hot. All right. Guys, if you haven't done the right thing, I'm judging you, but there's one way to fix that. Hit the like on the video. If you want to be one of our best friends, like good old John Newquist, who's got the dog of the night named after him now for this week, then you guys would donate to the show. But regardless, we're here every week. We got the best bets, the best guests, always free picks. We get you Dan Tom on hours notice. Who else can do that? I mean, come on. It's absolutely electric. So do the right thing. Support the boys. We're moving on. What's up, DJ Aiden, the boss? All right, we're doing it. So, El Guapo, Chris Gutierrez, plus 370. Ferocious, Fareed, Basharat, minus 485. I mean, this is basically like, can I just run back what I said about the Yusuf Zalal fight earlier? Because minus 185 Fareed by decision, minus 485 Fareed money line. Where is the love here? Because I can't find any. The value is just totally gone. And if what, are we going to say that, all of a sudden, Fareed by sub plus 400. Oh, and he took the back again. And he's just never going to get it, okay? Like, Gutierrez is going to defend the subs. He's going to find a way to stay alive. And it's going to be Fareed by, like, painstaking decision. He might even lose a round just to scare us. But ultimately, that's the pick. If you need some type of degenerate, crazy parlay on the card, yeah, I feel good about Fareed. Like, Gutierrez's upside here is calf kicks. I don't think he's better with the hands. He's not a better wrestler. He's not a better grappler. It's truly if he can land enough kicks to shut down Fareed before he can get his game going, that's his path to victory. He needs to stay safe by maintaining his distance and landing heavy calf kicks. Otherwise, I don't think Gutierrez is ever fully committed to any other part of his game plan on a consistent basis. Like, he needs to win the exchanges by staying safe. And I think Fareed is just going to be all the way in and not letting him have that kicking range. So Fareed by decision. If you want to parlay Zalal decision and Fareed decision, you probably have a problem. But if I can provide that for you, if you need 1-800-GAMBLER, maybe you need that play. So, Guru, what are you doing? You could definitely be our friend DJ Aiden
on this fucking fight. Jeez. All right, I got a thought. I don't know if it's a good one, but I do have. No, he's never been finished, right? Oh, he's been submitted one time. Chris Gutierrez has been submitted one time.
When and by who?
Yeah,
forever ago, early in his career. I think he's improved that part. Otherwise,
of course. I mean, actually, it wasn't that forever ago. I mean, it was almost 10 years ago by Hani Barcelos in his UFC debut. Yeah, I mean, if you're not finishing Victor Hugo, all right, he's just going to decisionate him. All right, so let's do it. Like you said, let's do that really stupid parlay.
If there's anything that was to be done on those two fights, at least you could put it together. And if you're going to lose money, you just, you could choose to do it that way. But I mean, that's the only way I could see you having action on those fights. But I don't know. Dan, Tom, like, do you have any different analysis here? Is there anything I'm missing?
No, I'll give you a couple things that one thing I didn't mention on my show. And then I was actually able to do some tape on this fight since, like, a little bit, actually just before I hopped on here with you guys. And my opinion still remained the same from the show. And apparently I'm not alone. I liked the over as a parlay piece. I felt that was more in range of minus 275, especially when that's where like other popular parlay pieces, which we'll get to. But money is coming on a lot of those parlay pieces. That one included. Now it's like 3-1, which, I still feel like is safe, by the way, as not that there's anything safe in MMA, by the way, but as far as what you have to choose from per card, context is everything, right, guys? And another play I liked and was interested in was Gutierrez points handicap again. He's a guy where it's like, it's tough because he can lose or he can draw to a short notice flyweight like Cody Durden, but he can be super competitive, right? With a guy with like Russians or other really good guys and make fights close that don't need to be close and vice versa, right? It can hurt him as well, but he can also fight up to a level. We've seen that as well. Gutierrez is post prime. He's as good as he's going to get. He's not shot. He's not toward the very end, but he is post prime. He's been fighting for 12 years, 30 plus fights. 34 years old, safe to say that I don't think he's going to get any better. Whereas Fareed Basharat could. There could be a camp adjustment period, though. One thing I didn't mention is that he traded camps. He's been forever over at Extreme Couture here, and I'd always see him drilling with his brother Javid, with old, I don't know if a friend of the show there, Jake Shields, but and I don't know if it's anything from Jake Shields prior to this Moneyberg stuff. I don't know if anything has to do, but those guys have moved over to American Top Team. So I don't know what that's going to look like. But Fareed's young enough to where there could be improvements.
When did Fareed move to American Top Team?
For this camp, but sometime between this and his last fight.
That's interesting. I kind of like that for them.
Yeah. So it could be good. We'll see. But even with good adjustments, sometimes there's that adjustment period, right? For that first fight at a new camp. But I actually like the points handicap a lot less after looking at it. Like Basharat was able to get hurt by some left hooks and stuff like that I think future opponents can take advantage of, but that's not really Gutierrez. And similar to the line movement I spoke about, it was plus 195 for that points handicap. Like, that was nice. Now it's more plus 150 what I'm seeing, guys. Not as nice. So I'm going to stay away from this fight probably, unless I throw like the over and something if I'm desperate for a parlay piece, but that's about it.
Hell yeah. No, it makes sense to me, man. That probably is what it is. All right, we're moving on. It's the Willy Cat. Daniel Santos versus, wow, Ju Sang Yu, just in time for Yom Kippur. Is that a coincidence? The Jew is back.
Wow.
The Zombie Junior. We had the pleasure of watching him knock out Jekka Saragi live in person. That was pretty hilarious.
Listen,
like that was a good one.
Listen, the last Jew I saw come back like that ended up being the Messiah.
That's pretty good. So ultimately in this fight, I think Santos is probably he probably has the wrestling upside if anyone were to have it here, but yeah, I don't trust him to use it on a consistent basis, like early and often. I feel like he's happy to get into these exciting striking matches, and then he can definitely mix it up as the fight goes on. I don't think he's the more technical striker here. He has more experience, but he's talented. He's very precise. He uses counters. He's got good in and out movement. I like it, the power that he possesses. There's just still a bit of an unknown quantity. Beating Jekka Saragi, it's very different than stepping up and facing Daniel Santos now. So if anything, though, he's still plus 124 in this spot after being a minus 1,000 or something versus Jekka Saragi or something crazy, like a big line. So Santos here, he opens the dog, flips to the favorite. We're looking at a minus 148. Is he going to mix it up enough? Is he going to have more volume? Is he going to land the more damaging shots? I don't know. Guru, what are you thinking about this matchup?
Well, I know for sure that they were trying to give Daniel Santos Doo Ho Choi last week. And now he's fighting Ju Sang Yu on this card this week. So I think that they have something that they like in Daniel Santos. Or maybe they're just trying to use his I don't maybe have the best read on the guy. The guy had landed 6 take. We took Lee versus him, and I think we took Munoz, didn't we? So maybe another guy that we maybe don't have the best read on. And you know what? We definitely took Castaneda, didn't we? So, and the guy has kind of continued to prove himself very solidly. I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, maybe we did. I really do think we did. So Daniel Santos here is, if he starts wrestling, we have no idea what Ju Sang Yu's takedown defense really looks like in that regard. Is he really that? Is he going to be able to stuff it, keep it standing? Otherwise, if it stays standing, I would imagine that this could be a fairly close fight.
Santos shot 18 takedowns versus Jiang Li and lands 6 of them.
Yeah,
that's the game plan here. That's what he's going to need to do.
And then he's still decent enough on the feet. Anybody that's going to be willing to mix it up that much, in my mind, is somebody you want to look to back. That's a lot of activity. Activity wins fights. That's how you win. So
yeah, it's
you need this guy. Not only would you need the dog, but and to me, you need the dog to get a finish. And he's shown a little too much decision equity throughout his regional circuit now. 8 fights, 4 decisions. 9 fights, 4 decisions is not fantastic. Not when not when you're decisionating. Sorry, not when you're decisionating 2-6 and 25-26 guys. That's not great. Dan, please.
Man, between Ju Sang Yu, you guys, I'm going to see our mutual guy Aaron Bronstetter tomorrow, going to a Jewish deli. I'm surrounded by the Jews here. Bless you, TV. But yeah, no, I say that with lovingly, of course. It's funny. I don't know how many Korean Chronic Combat listeners you guys got, but I used to go to my buddy Chris's house, and he was Korean, and they had this alcohol called soju. It's like a popular alcohol there. And he used to always ask, like, as kids, this is like when we're too young to drink. He's like, hey, do you want to come over and get Jewed up? And Joo, right? Like Jew saying you. But it just always that just I always think of that when I see this guy's name. No, but all jokes aside, guys. Yeah, I get it. It feels like dog or pass. I'm just gonna pass in this fight. You could say Willie Cat's aggression could bring him into Jew saying he's power punching, but you could argue that Willie Cat, he is feeling the size because he used to fight at 125, not just 135, folks. And imagine a big Korean power puncher is only going to encourage that grappling trend. We've seen him at 145. So I totally see why he's favored. He's my pick here because we haven't seen as much on a higher level, especially of Ju Sang Yu past the first round and grappling. So I want to see more of that before I can make any decisions on him. So pick is Santos.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense to me. Damn, that's probably got to be the direction. I feel you guys. All right. We've got the Bieber herself, Macy Chasson, looking freshly cut, ready to go, beautiful hair, versus the Hammer, Yana Santos. Listen, I'm not gonna I think there's a reason why UFC Stats is not listing her as Foxy anymore. I don't think Tiago liked that so much these days. So she's now the Hammer. She's been hammered enough. She took on the Maheta. It's minus 192 on the Chasson side. Little croissant versus Santos at plus 160.
My little croissant, my little brie.
So ultimately, I mean, this fight is giving me the heebie-jeebies. The Asian sensation, Yana Santos. That's true. That's pretty good. That would be your path to victory, right? Take her into the Santos first. I'm very scared for both these fighters because I feel like some of the places I've seen them struggle the most could get exposed here. Like Yana Santos, she's never really been great off of her back. Like when she gets put on the mat, like Ketlin Vieira has success there. Aspen Ladd has, I guess she knocked her down, so that was a little different. But there's the Holly Holm fight, tons of takedowns.
So she got knocked down,
but
did she get up again?
No. Aspen Ladd finished her in round 3. So, and then on the other side of things, Chasson, she's been bullied in the clinch by Lena Landsberg. She's, had her own troubles in
but that's what Lena does.
Right, that's what Yana Santos does. She likes clinching up and having fun in that area.
I mean, I think we got to answer John Newquist. I mean, I think this is the dog of the week. I mean, this is to me the biggest dog discrepancy that you can have, just in the fact that this is a women's MMA fight. I think this fight plays out fairly close. I think Yana Santos has the better cardio. I think she has more heart, and I think she's more dangerous in the clinch, which is where Chasson's going to want it as well. But like we even saw in the Vieira fight, like it's just like she smelled really, really fucking bad. She didn't do anything in that fight. And it just doesn't make you feel good moving forward here. Like, why would it? And she's lost every which way at this point. Lost 4 times. Once by KO, once by sub, twice by decision.
Yeah. You're right. I think it's got to be Yana because the cardio, as this fight goes on, like Macy needs the fight on her terms. And we've seen lesser fighters, like even like Patty Kianzad has a little success here and there in the grappling exchanges. That's not ideal. Santos at ATT getting a little bit of that Maheta action as well. Listen, I think that we've seen an improvement in her physicality post.
You're like literally obsessed.
Flintstone vitamins. ATT Flintstone vitamins are going strong for Yana Santos. So Dan Tom, what do you got going on here?
Most people, most cappers are talking about like intangibles, like getting steroids injected. TV's over here is like Thiago Santos is straight up injecting his mana into her butt, bro.
He's got such a hammer on her. I wish I was there.
Do you guys think he plays that god awful entrance music every time he lays out the Portuguese mallet, or what?
No.
Yes.
Terrible
So
walkout,
bad.
by the way. Terrible song. No, so I totally agree with you guys on the Macy Chasson analysis. Like you can't trust her. not even just as a favorite, right? Because you've seen her kind of crumble in weird spots, especially when, at first glance, you think she's a more durable fighter, right? But that's the thing. I'm doing the Southpaw report for this one right now. Freaking A. It's taking a while in this fight. There's like 8 different fight samples. This is one of them, guys, because Chesson is a Southpaw. And Yana Santos is 1-1. She lost the Clench Fest, of course, to Holly Holm, the Clench Fest version of Holly Holm, right? Later career. And she won against Chelsea Chandler. Yeah. Hey, man. Sometimes, listen,
Chelsea Chandler.
Hey, listen, we've all had to take down a Chelsea Chandler in our time, but let's move on from that. The point is, Davey's laughing at me. Hey, listen, sometimes you just got to get back on the win track, guys, right? But speaking of this fight, watching her in the open stance, though, I think, did I get that right, Chelsea Chandler? But yeah, watching her like in some open stance fights, though, it was, I apologize. Now I'm second guessing myself. But
now you're
I
just
did not
envisioning Chelsea Chandler naked, and you just can't stop.
No, it was Chelsea Chandler. Okay. Yeah, no, I was just watching her in the fights and the footage, and I just recently tabbed this out too. And yeah, she looks like a mess. She basically doesn't look too comfortable and kind of rushes in to where she's either counter-struck or she gives up takedowns, or she gives up strikes in the clinch. And that could be really bad against a fighter like Chesson, right? That might give her inadvertently her win condition. So even though it feels like a dog or pass, I'm still gonna like pass on the underdog spot even too. All pass all around for me. Picks Chesson.
Yeah, it makes sense. I get it. We're gonna live dangerously. All right. I've been asking where the love is. It's still not here. It's Patchy No Love Mix versus Masa Jakub Wiklach. This one, I mean, we went from Patchy on the main card on a pay-per-view, taking on a top 10 fighter, to now welcoming KSW debutant Jakub. Welcome to the UFC, Wiklach. Ultimately, it seems like the strengths of Jakub are going to be similar to what Patchy wants to do. I just trust Patchy way more if that's the realm of the fight that we're going to go in. I think, Patchy's going to have to mind his P's and Q's and not give up some kind of like power front choke in his own way, but he should be able to fight this fight on his terms. And I mean, I don't see anything in the way of like danger avoidance and distance management and counter wrestling like Mario Bautista brought to the table. Like, no, it's going to be the complete opposite. This is going to be a scramble fest, and I think Mick should be able to get the better of that. I have no idea if he's going to decisionate or find the finish, and I don't need to play a minus 310 on Patchy Mix. I'm totally good on that. But Guru, maybe you talked to Grandma. Maybe you distracted her while you dug in the couch cushions and found a sick bet for this fight. But maybe you didn't. What do you got going on here?
Yeah, Patchy Mix inside the distance, right? If you want to take a shot.
It's respectable.
Right?
I mean,
maybe by sub even. He's not going to knock him out, right?
He's gotten a couple knockouts in his career. I mean, Jakub's lost
not
by
any
2
time
knockouts.
recently.
He's lost by 2 knockouts and one submission.
The last time Patchy Mix got a knockout was in
2023.
You're right, the Rufián Stotts one. But other than that freak head kick,
yeah,
it's 2019. He's not knocking him out. So it's a sub. Patchy Mix by sub. Otherwise, forget it.
Forget about it. But that line is plus 180. It's not the worst, honestly, but it's not the best either. Dan, what do you think about this one?
I think you should change at least for the next one to Jacob Whitey Wiglix. He looks like Whitey from Me, Myself, and Irene. You guys remember that movie? Am I dating myself here? The guy that killed his parents with a.
Oh my god! I never was that Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I didn't. It was like I never got to it. I've missed a lot of movies though.
It's all good. You guys can Google that later.
Yeah.
But as far as this fight, I like Patchy Mix here. I don't like the totals. I think the total gets there, and minus 166 isn't bad for a parlay piece or straight up. It's like one of those in range of both. But the problem is there's too much upside on the under and not a big enough plus money side to hedge or take the under straight up even as a stab. I'm at least me personally, I'm not too confident on either angle, so that's stay away from me. But I did put Patchy Mix in a parlay with another piece I'll give when he was at a lower price at minus 275.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I appreciate it below minus 300. But yeah, I mean, like if he doesn't win this fight, he's gonna have a serious look in the mirror and a look at Tatiana Suarez, like what went wrong for us recently, because even she seemed to lose some of the juju. All right, we've got now what I respect for Punahele Soriano is that on his UFC stats, he went back to Punahele being his full name and then Puna being the nickname. He's doing it the right way. I'm impressed. Because before it used to just be Puna Soriano. I think he's matured. And in his cut down now to 170, I think we're seeing a new guy. And then you've got the very technical Nikolai Veretennikov. Plus 270.
Why is that his nickname?
Very technical, Veretennikov.
Yep, Bisping. Shout out to Bisping. I think he has it down on the broadcast.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Daniel. Now, minus 340 for Mr. Puna. That's not making me feel comfortable in my nether regions. But I will say that I think he is going to win the fight. Veretennikov, in fighting a guy like Prado, showed me that he has no real fight IQ. He kind of is just like a mess when it comes to crazy moments and scrambles and letting guys like, how do you let Francisco Prado get some of these positions on you? How are you not having more success in your own right? Like, I was so confused watching that fight, feeling super confident about how much size Veretennikov would have against, the former 155 or moving up weight and how he should really have his way. Now he's facing the guy that's coming down from 185 that was facing guys way too big. And I get that Veretennikov has a 2-inch height, a 2-inch reach, but Puna was fighting guys way bigger than that up at 185 previously. And then even in coming down and fighting Baeza and Medic, like those are guys that are supposed to be like somewhat solid distance strikers. And he has his way, right? And some of it doesn't look great. Like some of the Baeza moments, like I get it. You want to see a finish, but seeing 5 takedowns, 144 significant strikes. I know Baez is like just going for subs and basically nothing else, but Puna showed to me like he can fight for 15 minutes, and maybe we're actually going to see some of that Hawaii wrestling background these days, because that was really the first time he had done it consistently in the UFC. And I think that right there is what's going to give him success against Veretennikov. If Francisco Prado is landing 3 takedowns for 6 minutes and 50 seconds of control, what could Puna do in this scenario? I mean, Veretennikov, not only that, I mean, he's almost nearly outstruck, not only in total strikes, but in efficiency from distance against a guy like Prado. That guy's just a walking punching bag, and you're way bigger. I'm taking Puna. Like if there's a degenerate parlay to be had, he can be a part of it. But the other aspect that I'm actually really interested here, we've got another underpriced over 1.5 that I think I want to build a ladder to decision. I think Puna is going to take this fight the distance. And I think he could use his wrestling, or that he's going to have better volume in the striking department to win this fight either way. So I actually kind of like, Puna in some type of degenerate parlay, but then also I'm kind of interested in his fight going the distance and him by decision plus 215. It's not bad.
Maybe. I don't know, man. It's possible. He's been in a decision with the likes of Miguel Baeza and Nick Maximov, to your point. And we did bet Veretennikov over Prado last time, which was awesome bet.
But how, like, do you remember how scared we were?
He got so because he got sleepy in round 3.
Then he's getting wrestled but
like, Puna's gonna get tired too. He's got no cardio.
No, he's not. You obviously haven't been paying attention to him at 170. He truly is.
Why? Because why?
Of physique.
Father, he fucking beats Miguel Baeza, who's terrible, retires from the sport, and he knocks out Uros Medic in 30 seconds. You're telling me about his cardio?
Yes, because he lands 5 takedowns and lands 144 significant strikes against Miguel Baeza. I also think that
Miguel Baeza is a punching bag.
The type of shape that was all on the ground, by the way, ground and pound. And then the other part is that with Puna Soriano, the type of shape he had to get into to cut from 185 down to 170, he did it like this is what Kelvin Gastelum should have looked like. like the frame, the physique, the style, the southpaw, methods. That's the stuff I want to see. Or is he orthodox? No, right? Yeah, he's a southpaw. I'm correct.
Southpaw.
So, yeah.
I'm telling you, I like Veretennikov, but from a money line perspective, I do kind of like the over for sure though. TB, Veretennikov survives Michael Morales on Dana White Contender Series. Like the only reason he gets finished by Austin Vanderford is because that dude just holds him down and grounds and pounds.
So I mean, did you listen to my prop for the fight?
Yeah, I heard about a ladder to decision. I'm interested.
Okay, so what are you arguing about then?
I don't know, that you're fucking gay.
Jeez. Man, this guy he's like a heavy projector. He's like our president. Whatever he's feeling on the inside, he says about others.
I'm largely hopeful.
Yeah. All right, Daniel. Super dangerous. Yes, it is. All right, what do you got here, Dan Tom?
You shout out to Shady, the Sopranos line. Now he's got me thinking of like, if you guys had to place TB and Guru as Sopranos in the Sopranos universe, what characters are they? Answer in the chat. I had two to jump to mind, but it's probably not too complimentary to my boys here. Although it's comical.
We have a couple that have been brought up by Shady in the past.
Yeah.
So he said Guru's Uncle June, and then am I Tony? Is that what it was, or was I?
You're not fucking Tony Soprano. Get the
as long.
It was when I was wearing. I had like a wife beater on one time.
You're Johnny Sack. If you're anybody, you are not Tony Soprano.
Is he anal retentive?
What
Are
you
you
say?
super anal retentive? Is he super anal retentive?
Yes, of course.
Oh man, I would be curious on who is the it's not. I don't think it's either any of us, even though we all misspeak. But someone who really misspeaks a lot. The malapropisms. What's his name? It was one of my favorite characters. Little Carlo. He all speaks in the malapropisms.
Oh my god! Little Carmine.
Little Carmine. Yeah, he produced the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
great.
Cleaver.
Yeah.
Cleaver. You gotta listen. You gotta read this script.
Well, I feel like Little Carmine is like the most applicable to most cappers out there, right? Like just like they're looking the part, speaking. Like I feel like Little Carmine is you could use a lot out there. But back to this fight, guys. The same southpaw analysis I gave for Yana Kunitskaya and her matchup. Yeah, same thing you can apply to Veretennikov here. Does not look comfortable. Will jump in and open himself to counters and takedowns. And to the analysis you guys already laid out, probably a bad idea against a guy like Puna to feed him his win conditions like that. I mean, even against Danny Barlow, he trained with and had a skilled southpaw, Beneil Dariush, in his corner, giving him all the right notes, and he just did not know what to do in there. It looked really bad. And, also bad looks, like you guys pointed out, in round 3. I've been listening, God, coming off these Australia cards, I'm like too infected by the amazing accent you Aussies have. And there's a bad look against Francisco Prieto there. I don't know why he's not Australian. It's not like it's Nevejo Stealing. Sorry, I've got all the Australian names stuck in my head. But yeah, give me a Puna Matata. I parlayed him earlier with Patchy Mix for -107, which you cannot get now with the prices they're at, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. It is very dangerous. Sometimes it's just too wide.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got Ramiz the Bull Brahimai versus Austin the Gentleman Vanderford. Sir, have we not seen your nether regions on paid content?
What?
Didn't he make content with Paige Van Zandt? Not that
I thought I was on Hogwatch. Jeez, man. I didn't know about this.
Tons of content with his wife.
Yeah, exactly. Guru's so confident about it. Yeah, tons of content here. I'll show you. But yeah, the Bull, I mean, he's got a path to victory, and it's by round 1 finish. Otherwise, Vanderford, wrestle, rinse, repeat, and I think he even has the potential to find a finish. It's just difficult to know, like, Ramiz, he is somewhat tough. He's able to just kind of, like, guard up and hold on for dear life and make it to those decisions. But I feel like Vanderford, like, damn, these are a couple soft matchups for him to start off in the UFC. Him by decision is +110. And the over 1.5 at -238. But I kind of feel like if I was to take like a small chance, I think Vanderford inside the distance would be the way that I would go. I just think like the type of wrestling and top pressure, he's not a guy that just kind of like he's not Temba Garimbo where like, oh, okay, I got the fight to the ground. Now what the fuck do I do? Like Vanderford is very aggressive in his ground and pound and his submission threats. And like, as long as he's not on the feet getting knocked out, like I forget exactly what time it was that he got knocked out 2 times, but like both times he got knocked out, it was the exact same time in the first round. So if this fight's on the feet,
Gegard Mousasi followed by Aaron Jeffrey.
how many minutes and seconds was it? Because it was the exact same.
Exactly 1 minute and 25 seconds into round 1 both times.
So if we make it past 1 minute and 25 seconds into round 1, Austin Vanderford is good to go.
That's a hell of a idea.
Yeah. I'm not a sub. I'm more of a dom.
What makes you think that TB, in all seriousness, though, what makes you think that Vanderford's going to finish Brahimaj, who's been finished one time, but it's the round 3 TKO where his ear falls off?
Well, I would say the reasons that I thought that.
I think he's good enough to survive on the ground.
Yeah, but the times that he did survive, it's Temba Garimbo, Court McGee, and Court McGee did knock him down. And Max Griffin, I mean, he had him bloodied up badly going into the 3rd round. It's just Vanderford's going to get on top, and like Temba Garimbo just sits in his guard and is like, all right, cool, I'll win a decision. Like Vanderford's going to, he throws a ton of ground and pound. He goes for the submission threats. Like I think that he is going to go for it. And Ramiz is not a high-level opponent, and I think his jiu-jitsu is more like he's opportunistic in going for fast finishes, but you know, I don't trust this guy to you know, really have it against someone that's going to push the pace on the ground with him. So, like I said, it's really, you know, fading that, you know, that over and everything. You know, Vanderford, his decision is plus 110. Maybe that is correct, but you know, his inside the distance was a little bit more interesting from a price perspective.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think that what's the fight going the distance? Do we have a price on that?
Fight goes the distance is minus 115.
I mean, with some shopping, we might be able to get that to a plus 100. That would really interest me.
Yeah. Potentially.
Because I think it's one of those fights where the grappling could be kind of stalemated.
But in that case, no decision wins for Brahimaj. All of his losses, he's 0-4 to the decision. So
right. So it's
you can just play, yeah.
Or I don't need anything and I can and I don't need a side and get plus money. Why wouldn't I do that if I like the just simply 15 minutes, nobody kills each other type of vibe?
I guess we're gonna find out. But Dan, what do you got here?
I'm not really interested too much in this fight, except maybe because of all the other prices, that over 1.5 is looking more interesting for like a potential parlay piece. Because the more you guys are talking, actually, the more I see this, being a potential stalemate. Where I don't know how confident we can be with either guy here, despite the line saying that Vanderford, or shout out to our guy Dan Levy, as they call him in Brazil, Vanderfort, Austin Vanderfort. If he finishes by submission, we have to call him Vanderfort. But this fight, even though the line doesn't say it's close to me, it's close enough to where like a small intangible either way could push me to one side or the other kind of thing, guys. So with that said in mind, TB, I got to ask you, what was the OnlyFans looking like? What's Vanderfort working with, buddy?
Actually, the Guru had more info on this than me.
Okay.
So he's packing exactly. No, I'm just kidding.
What's the hog report, bro? Come on.
So good.
I got Vanderfort regardless of whatever shows up on the hog report there, guys.
Yeah, he should win this fight. I imagine this, you know, they want to see him do well. It seems like they're setting him up for success. So I'll trust that part. He could be part of the degenerate parlay. This fight, I mean, like, all right. Once again, where's the love? Where's the value? Veronica Hardy minus 700. Fight goes the distance minus 340. Veronica Hardy by decision in like the minus 250, minus 300 range. What the fuck are we doing here? Okay. I don't. Do we need to find out if the Brogy Bear, Brogan Walker, if she made improvements in all this time off, or is the UFC just fulfilling contractual obligations against, you know, someone that they want them to bounce back and have a nice win? And, you know, everyone will feel good about Veronica Hardy again.
Why would they be doing Veronica Hardy any favors? They do not like Dan Hardy.
I'm just trying to hypothesize why we have
No,
this
it does. The line has nothing to do with why the matchup gets made.
Why do you think we have this matchup?
Because they have to offer fucking contracts to these people.
Yeah.
And the truth is that, like, to your point, unless you want to owe Brogy Bear money for life, she's still got a couple fights left on her deal. She hasn't fucking fought. And this is rare, guys. Usually this has happened in years past, not as often now. Guys, she hasn't fought since April 2023.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's
a long time. So they're giving this girl a fight for a chance. She's 36 years old.
God.
I mean, it's almost to the point where, like, still at plus 500, like, even like on a principle perspective, I don't know that I can get there. The girl has very little experience, hasn't fought in a while. My goodness. It's just like, is Veronica submitting her? No. So it's going to decision anyway. Like, I don't know, man. Definitely nothing that I need money on.
Daniel, for the last time today, what do you got here?
Yeah, I don't got much on this one, man. But I will say I do agree with my guy Guru. And again, like I always say, like 9 times out of 10 questions or complaints can be answered by the same thing in this space. The UFC schedule. They need fights. That's why we're seeing, like we said, they're bringing in short notice guys. They're bringing contender series fights. Like last week, they didn't even have to audition for Dana. They just need fights, man. They're just trying to fill the schedule. And this is one of the things of it. And then you end up, it's like one of those things. And don't get me wrong, Veronica Hardy is definitely toward a 10 on the 1 to 10 scale. You know what I'm saying? But listen, guys, back to the Chelsea Chandler comment. We've all been in a room, you've been in a room full of, 4s and 5s to where the 5s start looking like 8s just by comparison, right? And you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Especially if there's alcohol in the mix. The same applies for here. I'm betting on some of these fights, folks. It's actually quite a 1-to-1 comparison. But this is another thing. It's like, yeah, obviously she should be the favorite. She should win. Clear favorite. But dude, why would you want action on this fight, man? Stay away.
Yeah. The most interesting thing about this matchup for me is, like, do Veronica Hardy and Khalil Roundtree cross paths again? That's what I need to know. Oh, my goodness. That's what I need to know.
I bet you do.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right. So with that, listen, shout out to our boy Dan Tom, because he's the absolute man, filling in, making magic happen today. We had an absolutely electric, hilarious show. If you guys didn't enjoy it, then you don't like NBA basketball, and I don't know what to tell you. It's like a Sacramento Kings announcer thing. I'm sorry. NBA's coming back. I apologize. But I'm going to ask the Guru, you down for a little NFL talk after we say goodbye to our friend?
Oh, absolutely. On live on air?
That's kind of what I'm asking you here. I don't know if the people are interested.
I don't think anybody gives a fuck.
Do the people care? That is a good question. But I was just kind of thinking, why not? But don't necessarily have to, but anywho,
I think either way we should chat it up. It's just whether people. Yeah. Hey guys, hit in the chat. Do you want to hear us break down some NFL fights?
NFL fights, sports ball. But yeah. So anywho, though, let's get this show cruising. We know you've been here for the UFC, and that's what you came for. So thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't liked the show already, that's messed up. Please do the right thing and be like John Newquist. Be the dog. Give us a beautiful donation here and make sure that the boys are supported on their way. Down goes Mac Jones. He's not feeling good. He might actually be cooked for the game now. 4th and goal. But ultimately, that's what it's all about. So who did we like for our favorite dogs for the John Newquist special? I think we agreed on a little Giannis Santos action with me and the Guru. Dan Tom was talking about a little Khalil Roundtree action. So hope you guys, are hitting some of those bets and having a good time. It should be a fun one. I hope you guys, just be careful here. It's a lot of big favorites. So if you are going to parlay, I wouldn't choose anyone to really throw the hammer on and maybe spread it out 2 legs here and there, maybe a 3-legger if the price is too high.
Trying to spread 2 legs?
Yeah, exactly. So without further ado, before I drag us down any more holes,
any more holes.
Jesus, that one was purposeful. But Dan, Tom, what do you got to say for the people, man? Thank you so much for joining us.
Good laughs as always, man. Thank you guys. Support my guys here. They deserve it, man. Share out the show. That always helps, and these guys deserve it. I always love your guys' show on the weekly. So thank you for having me.
Dan, seriously, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for cutting weight like a professional, making the short notice appearance. Really, really appreciate that. Guys, make sure you go check out the Dogger Pass podcast. They're killing it over there. Dan, Tom, always with fantastic analysis. So go check them out. Unbelievable stuff. We're happy to be back. Happy to be breaking down fights. Can't wait to break down more fights in the weeks to come. We have an incredible card next week. We're heading to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to break down Oliveira versus Gamrot. Honestly, should be a really, really good card. Very, very excited for it. Make sure you're following my co-host TB Scouting MMA over on Twitter, Instagram, Pickett, Tapology, and Bet MMA. And you can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Pickett, Instagram, Tapology, Verdict, and Bet MMA. That's it, guys. Be safe out there, and let's make some money.